All right, coming up next, a matchup for the UFC flyweight division title. So here he is, the #1 flyweight contender, looking to change that title here in 25 minutes or fewer and leave as the undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world. What a run to contention it has been for this young man. He has put together a long winning streak. He's got the finishes to make the fans happy. He's done everything to position himself for this type of championship opportunity. Now, under the lights, we'll see what he can do with it. So here he is, the UFC's reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion, making the walk for another defense here tonight. And if he wants to be mentioned with some of this division's greats of all time, and really with some of the greats of all time, this is one he's got to have here tonight. As the title defenses start to pile up, you can be mentioned in the conversation with guys like Demetrius Johnson. So here we go, another title defense here at 125. We'll see how it goes for the reigning champ. All right, let's get you the tail of the tape for this flyweight championship fight. 4 years apart with similar height and reach. All right, now to get us started, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC flyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a boxer holding a professional record of 15 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 126 pounds. Presenting the challenger, Brandon Royval. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 20 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds. Presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Brandon the Assassin Baby Moreno!
All right, this is for the championship. You've been giving your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves, let's make it fair.
Ready. You ready to fight?
All right, so here we go with round 1. Seems to be a throwback type of matchup here. The classically trained striker taking on the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. But BJJ black belt with this guy doesn't even begin to describe his credentials.
It does not describe how good he is. His vast knowledge of all the Jiu-Jitsu positions. This guy, once you're on the ground, there is no place where you are safe. You are constantly getting attacked. He's always throwing up submissions. He's always attacking arms. He's always attacking your neck, doing everything to try and make you think submission's coming, even if it's just to change positions to secure top.
Timing his shots nicely here, champ.
He's doing a great job of mixing everything up and using a lot of diverse strikes. Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
And now he goes with the combination of punches to the head, potentially some concussive damage there.
I mean, absolutely concussive damage. Landing all those strikes to the head. He's very accurate.
Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Bottom fighter trying to control.
Now he's okay. Now he can escape.
Well, he's staying pretty effective here, fighting off of his back. Nice strike landed there by the bottom by Brandon Moreno. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Well, you got to stay busy on the bottom. He's doing it here. Nice punch. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Under 2 minutes now to go in round one. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Stay sharp, stay sharp.
Oh, he postured up there.
Oh, man, that was slick.
All right, side control now. We'll see if he can advance position. Strong bottom work here, staying busy. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Well, you see all the grappling repetitions here. Just beautiful movement, seamless transitions on the ground.
Over and over, these guys are doing things that you see in every jiu-jitsu gym around the country.
All right, close guard now. Good movement by him here, transitioning very well on the ground tonight.
Step for step, he's staying with his opponent in every transition.
All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. Oh, how about the speed on that reversal there? I mean, I know you can get out of some bad spots, but not with that type of speed.
You cannot allow him to get leverage on the bottom. What a sweep.
Listen, I need you to go out there, and I want you to do more of that. Let's set up those takedowns.
All right, we now take a look back at some of the highlights from that last round, DC. A lot for the replay guys to choose from.
I mean, these guys are going to be very busy trying to find what replay to show you guys. Lands on both sides of the octagon. Both guys fought great. What a phenomenal round.
All right, folks, here we go with our next round. And in terms of his output and his efficiency with his significant strikes in the previous round, you can argue that was the best 5-minute stretch of his UFC career.
Oh, absolutely the best 5 minutes he has ever had. He was in a zone. Everything he threw was just landing and landing with vicious intent. He's got to feel confident as he gets off the stool at the beginning of this round.
Moreno gets hit with a kick. Just misses there with the left. Circling away towards the left now. Man, striking class is in session. Beautiful punch there.
Great job landing. What a damaging punch.
Well, he has landed some good shots, DC, but really unable to string anything together in terms of solid combinations.
It's because he's not committing to it fully. He throws his jab. He may flow the right hand out there, but he's not really sitting down on the right hand. He really doesn't seem to have the intent on landing it. He's got to be confident that it's going to land, and he's got to really throw his whole entire body into those strikes.
All right, he engages in the single collar tie.
Look at him working at trying to shut the liver down. Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this?
All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie.
Right hand punch from the clinch.
Keep it busy here in the clinch. Oh, and he finally gets the takedown now. So what do they they say it.
Oh, he might have got him with the choke. Oh, wow, oh!
Wow. 90 seconds to go. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Well, you know he's comfortable fighting off of his back. Well, you got to be working off of your back. He's certainly doing so here. Nice punch. Into the final minutes of this championship fight. 45 seconds remain in the round. All right, half guard for him here, and a lot of offensive options, I would think, at his disposal.
Oh, he's got a ton of options. He has submission options, but I believe the safest option for him here is going to be to use his ground and pound. Build a base, posture up, throw big strikes, get back to position, build posture again, throw big strikes, and just really wear him down with a really secure position in half guard.
And that's the end of round number 2. All right, a lot of tremendous striking action in that last round, DC. I know you don't have a telestrator, but take us through the replay.
I mean, I would love to have my telestrator right now. That was a great display of high-level mixed martial arts striking. Both combatants stood toe-to-toe and let it all hang out.
You ready to fight? You ready?
Here we go, third round of this championship fight.
Punch over the top. Oh, John, that was so nice. What a beautiful takedown.
Crazy accuracy and efficiency with these ground and pound strikes here. And if you're the opponent, you got to intelligently defend or the referee's going to stop it.
You got to defend. But you can see him now starting to gain posture, and the intensity at which he's throwing these ground strikes is starting to improve. It's starting to elevate because he knows that he can get the finish.
All right, side control now. Keeping busy here off of his back. Nice offense from the bottom. Oh, nice job to reverse position on the ground.
It was bad, but now it's not so bad. What a fantastic sweep.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. Oh, really nice work to keep busy off of his back as he lands some more offense here from bottom. Side control now. Well, you know I don't like the gi very much, but I have an appreciation and a healthy one for these type of transitions.
You can tell he's been in a gi at some point in his life with the way that he moves so freely.
I'm skipping jiu-jitsu next week, too. Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He jumps on a headlock. We call this in wrestling just a headlock. And if you're not careful, you can get stuck in an arm triangle. Watch triangle, watch triangle.
Nicely done. Man, isn't it fun to watch this dude work on the mat?
He's unbelievable how fluid he is in his motions on the mat.
All right, side control now. We'll see if he can advance position. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom. The Kimura is not the arm. It's the shoulder pressure that usually makes him tap.
Oh, nice job using his strength there to posture up. We'll see what he can do now.
He's going to start looking to land big shots from the top.
Working off his back here. Looks like he may try to hip escape. That's 3 rounds. We're now headed to the championship rounds.
All right, listen, your eyes starting to swell up a little bit. You need some better defense. Okay, let's keep those hands high and let's keep that head movement. Get in, get out.
All right, now we checked up the action from that previous round, DC. How about the display of striking?
Just high level. I mean, you would think that we're watching a K1 level kickboxing match opposed to being in the UFC. Both displayed great technical skills, unbelievable striking.
All right, so here we go with our fourth round of a possible 5, and a lot of fighters change up their training camp when they're fighting 5 rounds versus 3.
Yeah, you gotta change it up. You have to mix things up because fighting for an extra 10 minutes is not normal. Guys don't do this normally. It's a 15-minute fight, so you have to do things physically and also mentally to make sure that you're ready to go that extra 10 minutes.
Moving left hand misses the target. And now he's got that tie clinch. We'll see what he can do with it.
Right hand punches the clinch. What a punch. What a takedown.
Close guard. Oh, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom. Now he's going to try to attack Kimura here.
Out. Beautiful movement, hip work on the ground here, just outstanding with the transition.
He is not staying in one place on the ground, and that's very important.
All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent, you gotta be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. All right, close guard now. You gotta be careful.
His opponent better react right now before it's too late. He's gonna start to attack the triangle choke. Oh!
Posturing up now, and he's out. Both fighters back to their feet now. Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. Oh, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. I love watching this guy move on the ground. Another nice transition there.
Such a high-level grappler. You don't see that very often.
All right, side control now. Oh, outstanding combination of ground and pound punches here by the assassin baby. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Nicely done. Strong bottom work here, staying busy. A lot of top pressure being applied here. Man, this is some serious ground and pound here, DC. He's not just staying busy for the sake of staying busy. These strikes are doing damage.
Oh, yeah, no pity pat to this guy. This guy's trying to land. He's trying to land effective strikes.
Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Moreno. 20 minutes down, potentially 5 to go.
Sit down, relax, breathe. We are down in this fight. I need you to go out.
All right, no telestrator for DC tonight, but we'll get you some replays. And if you like face punching, that was a good round for you.
Yeah, where's my telestrator, man? I want to draw this action. But yeah, John, you're right. It was the striking, it was the punches that really did allow him to take control of this round.
All right, here we go with our next round, and how about the striking display in that previous round? He found a lot of openings upstairs, and when we sat down with him on Thursday, he said this dude doesn't move his head, and largely that's how it's played.
That's exactly how he thought it would be, and it's exactly what he's seeing early in the fight. His opponent's not moving his head, and he's more than happy to connect over and over with those 1-2s.
All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. All right, good movement by him here on the ground. He really is a master of these transitions.
He is a master of movement on the ground. You never know where he's going to be.
Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles. Looks like he's trying for submission now.
attacking armbar.
And he's out. I mean, how many can he take? Working off of his back here. Looks like he may try to hip escape. All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Obvious redness on the right side of his body. Oh, and he's able to land a strike there from the bottom. Nicely done by the assassin baby, Brandon Moreno. Well, you see all the grappling repetitions here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
All right, so he postures up and he's out. Oh, nice work from the bottom. Tags him with the punch. Oh, tags him with the left. So the right hand has been there. Now he goes left hand.
When you're able to fight from both sides, you become really dangerous.
All right, so good ground and pound by him here. Certainly staying busy, and not just busy, but effective.
You can just throw punches to keep the referee off of you. This guy is throwing punches to be effective, to throw damaging strikes. He's doing a fantastic job.
All right, north-south position here. We'll see if the crowd can be mature about this, DC. Useful strike there. The ground and pound on point tonight. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. All right, he's sort of hanging out here unguarded, DC. Not sure if he's trying to bait him in or what, but not great body language here. Moreno's back in half guard, very comfortable here. Closed guard here. He's very comfortable here working off of his back, DC. All right, so the title fight goes the distance. Two of the most exciting words in all of mixed martial arts, and new. I think we're going to hear Bruce Buffer utter those very words tonight.
And new. And he relied on his striking in order to take the belt from the former champion. He fought beautifully tonight, and we are all proud to call him new UFC champion.
All right, the official decision is now in. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, 50-45, and 50-45. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, and new undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world,
All right, so the fight goes the full 25 minutes, but in the end, we crown a new UFC flyweight champion. Congratulations to the new King of the Flies. What an effort here tonight as he wrests the belt away from the now former UFC flyweight champion.